Hello and welcome back to the channel. Really heavy load, got an interesting cook for tonight, which I've done quite a few times but not on the channel, and it's going to a spot that I've camped at 10, 11, 12, I don't know, something in that region. And in fact I was here only a couple of weeks ago with Chris. Loads of deer around here. This side, the north side of the Quantox, is very quiet, really not many people here at all. You rarely get anyone walking around here. I've seen one person in all my time here over the last 3 or 4 years. Alright, down to a dip. Never camp down in the dip, particularly on a clear, cold night. You'll work that out. Probably about 6 o'clock in the morning. Why? Yeah, lots of sign of deer around here. Right, we're going up here. Ideal. Right, now we're on a deer run. I can see this, and this is the way the deer come down in the morning and the way they come back in the evening. It's a standard run for them. I see them not every time, but maybe 50% of the time I'll see them coming back up in the evening, and then in the morning you just listen and you can hear them heading off. Alright, that's where we're going to go. I might just set it between that tree and that one. Really nice distance. There's my fire. I've started leaving the stones here. I come here so often. Let's make sure the fire's out properly, obviously, and then just cover it over with some leaves. No one ever comes here. Never seen any signs of anyone else coming here. It's a great little spot. Right, kit that I've got: chest pack, Helicon Tex. Great just for adding little bits and bobs that you just want to carry, that you don't want to put in your pockets. Good for hiking and things like that, but if I go what I would call mooching or just exploring, really, I normally I've got a satchel. Take my rucksack maybe if it's a longer day trip, but other than that I've just got a great, again, Helicon Tex, not sponsored by, but I do like their kit. The satchel I think is great. There's also a haversack they've got, which are great for little day trips. But so this is the bag that I'm using, which is the Snugpack Bergen. I think there are 2 different sizes for this. This is the 100 litre total, 70 in the centre and then 15 either side. These pockets are just a monster. So it's a great pack for the winter. I can take pretty much anything I want and I don't have to worry about it. Got a decent set of gloves. Just if I'm dealing with wood, particularly when it's cold, I'd rather have the gloves on. These are relatively new now. Last ones were a little bit knackered. And then yeah, a radio, just going to switch that on and just monitor the radio activity that's around here. While I wouldn't say I'm a ham radioer, not that there's anything wrong with ham radio, I do find it a little bit interesting. I do actually have a CB radio as well. I think I've got my axe in here. Yes, I've got my axe in here as well, which is trying to escape. So there are some pockets. With this Bergen you can fit things down inside, but there should be a pocket further down, a mesh pocket that this can sit into so it doesn't fall all the way through. That's it. So nearly lost my axe, but I don't think I'll need that today, and I'm probably not going to use the axe because I've forgotten to bring my decent trauma kit, and given that I'm quite a way to there and then quite a drive in, yeah, I won't be using the axe tonight. I just forgot my trauma kit. Tonight is going to be the warbonnet Blackbird XLC, which is not my favourite winter hammock, I don't think, anymore, because I think that goes to the superior gear just because it's so easy. But sometimes I want that little bit of luxury, and this really does deliver. It's a monster bit of kit. Love it. I've also got the double layer underneath, and the reason I went for the double layer wasn't because of mosquitoes and things like that. You normally get a double layer on a jungle hammock, but it's just so that if it does get really cold, well, I do have a Wookie that goes with this, and it's a 0 Fahrenheit Wookie. I think that's the absolute limit. It should be good down to -10. I've had it down at -7 or 8 in the past, so it should be okay. But if I ever needed to, I've got that extra space to put something inflatable just to give me that extra little bit of warmth if I'm not 100%. I didn't bring anything extra to put in there today, but if I really needed to, I could take my coat off and I'd shove my coat in there just to give my butt that extra little bit of warmth. I'm not a fan of daisy chains, but they are just really simple, and so for winter gear I do like to keep things as simple as possible for cold fingers. And it's not too cold at the moment, it's about 0 at the moment, but it is going to be cold tonight. And you know what, I have been out and trying to set up when it's really cold, your fingers are, I use fingerless gloves, so you've at least got some sort of dexterity still, you know, got some warmth in your hands. But yeah, simple big things that are easy and big and simple. You know, I don't want to do whoopee slings or anything like that necessarily. I find that the winter cover definitely adds, I mean, just having a bug mesh over the top, I think adds a degree. I don't know how. It does help keep out the wind a little bit. Probably traps a little bit of air in there, but the winter cover, this one really does work. Absolutely vouch for it. It's got some decent ventilation as well. But yeah, whenever I put this on, you can tell the temperature difference when you get out. Right, here she is in all her glory. I'll tell you what, it doesn't look like there's much fluff in there. I'm not sure that's going to get me through the night, but then my brother has slept in this before. He's a terrible cold sleeper, certainly from underneath, and he's not really much. He does a bit of hammocking, but yeah, he slept in this, and it only went down to, I think, 0 degrees, and middle of the night I turned my light on and he was out there putting his DD underquilt underneath this in addition to it. Odd. I mean, I'll be in this down at -8, you know, 7 or 8 I think it was, and yeah, no problems. Right, and tonight to keep me warm is a British Army Defence 4. Should be apparently good down to -10, and it doesn't say what at -10. Is that the limit? Is that the comfort? I think it's the comfort limit rather than the extreme temperature. They're part of a modular system, 3-piece modular system. There's the I don't know what the more summer ones are. There's Defence 4 in the colder, and then you get the really cold ones, Defence 6. I got this through work, so it's work issue. I shall have to return this one day. I've slept in it quite a few times, never with work, strangely. But I don't think they'll want it back after I've slept in it. But it is certainly warm. I would rank it. I haven't slept in this one down at those sorts of temperatures. I've probably been down at -3, -4, so similar to tonight in this. I do have another sleeping bag, sort of lightweight thing, which I use if it gets really cold. But I think this has been absolutely great. It's got some good baffling in it. The British Army went it alone. They decided not to go with the rest of NATO. I think the rest of NATO went down the Corinthia. So you can buy the Corinthia 4, which is, compared to this, it's about 200 grams lighter for the medium or the large. For each of those, it's about 200 grams lighter than this. This one is, I don't know if this is medium or large, but the large one is 2.2 kilograms and the medium one is 2 kilograms. Corinthia is 200 grams lighter than those for the same two sizes. And bulk wise, if you compress this one all down, it is the same sort of diameter in a compression sack, but it's about 8 centimeters longer. So yeah. And I think the Corinthia goes down to 15 is the comfort limit, and the comfort rating is minus 8.8. So this isn't quite as good as the Corinthia 4, but you can buy these online for 45 quid, whereas you'll pay nearly 250 quid for the Corinthia 4 Defence 4. So while I have been very tempted to get the Defence 4, the Corinthia version, I've got this. I can't justify for 8 centimeters and 200 grams when I've also got another even colder weather sleeping bag. Just can justify it. So this will do me tonight. Right. I'm going to risk not putting my tarp up. Now, if you're going to do this properly, why risk it? Just put the tarp up. You're practicing your skills, you know, re-familiarising yourself with your kit. But I want to get the fire going early because the temperature is going to drop quite quick, and it's safe to do it early here. No one's going to be around here on a Friday. That's why I like Fridays. Now, you noticed earlier when I was cutting on this side, I was basically holding it with my right leg and cutting under my arm, because there's enough chance that it was going to swing down and cut. But in here there's a nice little groove in this stump, so this just fits nicely on there. Left leg, it's more comfortable. I find it more comfortable anyway to cut like this, and then when it goes through, it's just going to hit the stump. So yeah, if I'm out on my own, this thing's my worst enemy. This is the thing that's going to cause me problems. It's just going to be a big cut, a big bleed probably, and I probably won't need a tourniquet. So I've got some decent sort of big bandages and things like that, but I don't have a tourniquet or anything else. Hence the axe is just going to stay in, because I'm not skilled enough at using it to take the risk without some sort of backup. Be interested in your opinions on what sort of wood this is. I mean, it looks like beech to me. You know, it looks very beech, but sort of really dark interior. Is that diseased? I don't know. Yeah, it's not really dry. It's sort of, it'll burn okay, I think, but yeah, I don't know. Is that a disease that's caused that? Never noticed it before. Yeah, I can feel the temperature going down even when I'm cutting and working. I'm starting to feel cold now. The sun has clearly gone down, and yeah, sunset has happened. Right, I haven't done birch bark for quite some time. Let's not kill myself with that thing. Okay. It's getting cold. Yeah. Coat on in a minute. Too easy. Let's see if we can get it going with this. Right. Let's try the foot planting technique. At last. Right. I should have sorted that out first. Yeah, a bit wet. Cooking on fire. It is definitely starting to get nippy now. Someone's repeater. Where's the fire? Huh. Fire's not doing well. That beach is not cooking down nicely. Anyway, quick update on what the food will be tonight. And you've probably seen it in the thumbnail. This thing is an Afghan, what's it called? Because of the K. Can't remember. I'll stick it up on the screen. It's basically a pressure cooker. This one is a 3-litre version. This bit on the top, sort of arm, goes under these loops which are bolted in there, goes under those loops. You've got a couple of pressure valves here, which I'll show you. These are the pressure valves, and you've got another one on the other side. You then got an emergency pressure release. You're supposed to film about 2/3. I'm guessing 2/3 is about here, but it just means things like a stew. So in here, all I've done is chuck some mushrooms in, some veg. Did I do a potato? I think I might have forgotten a potato. And then I put a whole load of lamb, a roll of lamb breast into there. And what else did I put in there? A little bit of mixing, you know, the powder stuff. Not casserole, can't remember which one it was. Bit of curry powder, a little bit of garlic, and then the water. And it stays in here. It's got a handle, and so you can prepare it at home. I then bring it out. You literally stick it on the fire, and then we'll see what happens. You eat what you can, and the rest of it I'll take home, because tonight's going down to freezing or below freezing. So it'll just sit in there, and I'll take the rest home. Really, there's no washing up or anything to do. It's all in its own self-contained little pot. But that'll go on when I get a few more coals. This needs to burn down a little bit more. Had a few meals with that. So the 3-litre version will... will do, so myself and Chris used this last time, same meal pretty much. It'll do 2 people comfortably, and then you add a little bit of smash, we did, but that'll easily do enough for me, and it'll be a meal to go home and go in the freezer. So yeah, there's plenty of food in there for 2, with a little bit of something else.
It's like you're in the scratchy part there. We're a little bit broken up on that last over. I haven't heard the M3 today, Jim. Perhaps he took the day off, weather not very good.
Bloody hell. So this is a repeater, which is basically they talk, it goes to the repeater, and that passes it on.
Nothing like a dog to touch.
Alright, I think that'll do. Let's get it going. Flipping heck. Right, we'll let that just calm down a little bit, and we'll stick it back on. Woo! Right, so the way to mix this up is take it off. Oi. And mix it. There we go. Back on the fire. Woo! Beautiful. It smells amazing. Smells amazing. I tell you what, I am toasty warm.
How freezing cold it is here.
Finger gloves, this snug pack, good down to -10, thermals, and then some thermal trousers. Absolutely toasty. It's down at -1 at the moment, and it's on its way down. Right, 2 minutes and we're done. Woo! Woo! Shut up. It is a great way to cook, but it is bloody noisy. Okay, so it should be about 25 minutes, I think, from the time it starts huffing and puffing. So I'll leave it in there. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes, let it calm down a little bit. Right, here we go. So when you open this up, it's been there for about 5-10 minutes now. When you open it up, the good thing is you release the pressure by unscrewing it. In fact, the safe thing to do is to release some pressure. Yeah, there's no pressure in there. Yeah, no pressure. And when you undo this, the good thing is, as long as these are still attached, this ain't going to fly off. So if you can, keep these attached, undo it, and go from there. Right, let's see what happens. There we go. Stand back. Let's give the lid a knock. It's not blowing off, so quite happy. There's a handle back here. Give that a little wiggle. Yeah, it's loose. It's not blown off, so I'm happy. Unlike the fire. Good. That's off. Oh my god, that's just great. Oh, could have gone wrong. Okay, that'll do for now. Brilliant. That looks really well done. Put the lid on, and that'll stay warm for ages. Right, see what this is like. Man, this is winter food. Amazing. It's just so easy, and it's all just in there, so there's no washing up, and I can take all that what I've cooked and haven't eaten, I can just take it home. It's all in there. We're down at -2 now, so this is exactly what you need at -2. Any second now, I'm going to be climbing into my rack. That's going to be so nice. I'll tell you what I would have really liked would have been some dumplings. But I don't know how to put dumplings in there because the whole lot cooked all together. So, I don't know, do you leave it until you've got 10 minutes to go and then depressurize and then put dumplings in? I kind of wish I'd done that. Right, so then I just pour all the juice into there, and that's my hot drink to warm me up for going to bed. Man, that's like a soup. This is a meal that never stops. Right, have this and go to bed. Morning. It was not as cold as I was thinking. I reckon it's down at -1 at the moment, degrees C. Yeah, a nippy morning. I had a great night in this. I love this hammock. I can't decide whether this is my favourite or the Superior Gear. With the Wookiee is great. So I don't know what my brother had a problem with using the Wookiee in the past, but man, I was no problem tonight. But I've noticed with the Wookiee, if you do get slightly off angle, you will feel the cold. So you do have to keep asymmetric. And I've worked out, I think, why I find this one the most comfortable is on most hammocks anyway. I find, because there's always a slight banana shape in there, my heels end up being the thing that's on the material, and so my heels just get sort of a pressure. It's just a little bit of discomfort sometimes. So sometimes you have to just roll over a little bit and do things with your feet. But this has a foot box, an extra bit of material where your foot effectively goes into, and yeah, that just seems to stop. I just don't get that pressure point on my heels in here. So very comfortable night's sleep. And I do like having this as well. This is my routine to keep this on, because I only really use this in the winter, and it's a great winter cover to trap in some heat, etc. But you can just sleep with it. I just sleep with it just here really, and I have my head here, and I can still look up, because what I prefer always to do is to lie in a hammock and have nothing above me, so I can just look up. So it allows me to do that, and then if it gets windy, then this thing can come over. I do like having winter cover on them, which I can highly recommend. Yeah, what a lovely still night. I heard the deer this morning at about 6 o'clock. I heard them. You can sort of hear the trampling going through, and they sort of sprint. I think they know that I'm here, and they kind of sprint and then carry on. And I just managed to get my head out and eyes open, and just saw the last two going through. Had a spooky experience last night. I swear that I heard two blokes talking for about 5, 6, 7 seconds. One was talking, and then another one responded with a different sort of pitch to the voice. Couldn't work out what they were saying though. I don't think I was asleep and dreaming it. I thought I was awake. So I've got no idea what exactly that was. And also, when the moon was up, I did see something moving in the moonlight. Almost certainly a deer, but I thought deers went to sleep. I don't know. So I was a little bit twitched actually last night with those two events, but I'm alive. So we're done. Oh, great. I do not want to get out of bed. Oh, great. Right, and this sleeping bag has been fantastic. It always is. It's just bomb-proof. The British Army version, I should point out, has a pocket on the inside. Velcro pocket, so you can put things like your phone, which is handy. So last night, batteries for the camera, my phone, and my battery bank all went in there, so you can keep them warm with you. I really like that idea, so I use that quite a lot. And the Corinthia Defence 4 doesn't have that. But hey, right, I think I better get up.
So I had a green one, and that was bloody hell. It was like eating fire. That was what they call chili. But Jesus, yeah. Wasn't much there, you know. There's only a mouthful of this thing. Apatel. Holy water. Apatel. And again, a very respectable 5% alcohol by volume. Self-serving tax offshore evaders. Far right-wing Tory Conservative convergent party. Having a laugh at our expense. People keep voting for them.
Right, heading out. Look at me with it. I really wish I hadn't bought this camo. just made up just a plain colour. I just look like one of those people who runs around in the woods wearing camouflage, pretending they're in the military. It's not cool. Anyway, other than looking a knob, I really actually enjoyed that camp. That cooking option is great. Like I say, it's a 3 litre version that I've got there, and that's enough for 2 people with a side, I think, quite comfortably. You fill up to 2/3, don't overfill it, otherwise it blocks the valves. But you've also always got the safety valve. It's made of casted aluminium. It weighs 2 kilograms, that one I've got. My brother's got the 7 litre, I think it's 7, the next one up, 7 litre, and that'll do 4 people quite comfortably. So it's a great little cooking option, but I always have to end up really carrying it separately. So I only take it if I'm not going too deep into the woods. It is noisy, so it's not for stealth, but it's a great way of doing food. Anyway, I am back at the car. I got a fantastic sunny morning. Head off and do something, make something of the day. So I'll see you next time. Bye.